Welcome to the Wise Bee. This channel is all about making changes in your life that will ultimately allow you to live the life you've always wanted to have. On the last video, I talked about being the hero of your own life. If you didn't catch that, I'll link the video down below so you can take a look. But how do you become the hero of your own life? I found myself asking that exact same question a few months ago, and to be honest, I didn't know where to start. I knew I was driven and motivated, and I knew that I wanted something better for myself and my family, but I didn't know what to do. But I started with the simple idea that I had to get to know myself better, spend more time alone with myself, just asking myself what I truly wanted from life. In order to achieve that, I gave up all social media. I completely wiped apps from my phone. Once I did that, I noticed that I had so much time on my hands, more time than I honestly knew what to do with. It's crazy how much time we waste on useless memes and funny videos, or just scrolling and seeing our favorite movie stars and YouTubers living a life we could only dream of. But these people that we constantly look at, we hold them on this type of pedestal, like thinking that they're so great, which I mean, in their own right, they are. But they had to start somewhere. They had to have some sort of beginning. Maybe the same beginning as you, or even worse than you. And look where they are now. With all the extra time I now had available to me, I began to know myself better. Ask myself why I wanted the things I wanted, and if it was really me who was talking about these things, or if it was my subconscious programming that was speaking for me. Did I really need to become a doctor? Would that truly make me happy? Did I really have to get that expensive exotic car to feel successful? Are you doing all these for yourself, or for the opinions and acceptance of others? These are the questions that I sat with for hours on end, thinking them over. I began meditating with this extra time. I also began reading one self help book a week. I started hitting the gym more frequently. I began going to church consistently and even bought myself a study Bible and began to utilize it during this extra time as well. Those 8 months were some of the best 8 months of my life. I simply became a sponge and absorbed as much information as I could handle. I invested in myself and learned some new skills along the way that I wouldn't have dreamed of having prior. I built my own PC. I began learning video editing, which is still a work in progress, but it's improving. I learned about the stock market and how to invest. I learned to budget my money, and I designated a job for each dollar I had coming in, so that way I knew exactly where my money was going. I got much closer to my family. I even started a family night, which brought me closer to my three younger sisters. We all have heard the excuses of, I don't have time to do this. I don't have time to hit the gym. I don't have time to blah, 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 blah. You can fill in the gap. But we do have the time. We just have to be conscious of what we are wasting our time on. Watching Netflix is great, but do you really need to watch 6 hours straight of Grey's Anatomy? Or spend 2 hours watching everyone's story on Instagram and Snapchat? Which we all know we could care less for half of those stories anyway. We're just going through the motions of getting it all watched and off our newsfeed. But that's not utilizing our time as efficiently as we can be. Getting rid of social media opened up my eyes to how much of the time I was actually wasting aimlessly scrolling through other people's lives. But what about my life? What else have I been wasting my precious time on? The amazing writer Richard Taylor wrote in his Restoring Pride, most people are, in most ordinary sense, very limited. They pass their time, day after day, in idle, passive pursuits, just looking at things, at games, television, whatever. Or they fill the hours talking, mostly about nothing of significance, of comings and goings, of who is doing what, of the weather, of things forgotten almost as soon as they are mentioned. They have no aspirations for themselves, beyond getting through another day doing more or less what they did yesterday. They walk across the stage of life, leaving everything about it as it was when they entered, achieving nothing, aspiring nothing, having never a profound or even original thought. This is what is common, usual, typical, indeed normal. Relatively few rise above such a plodding existence. Now I bring this question to you. What have you always wanted to do, but you kept telling yourself you don't have the time for it? You do have the time for it. If you truly want to do it, you'll make the time. So what are you wasting your time on? I'll finish up this video here because I don't want to take more of your time. Go out there and live your life. Thanks for watching.